be talking about a topic that was suggested in yesterday's live, which is what we think about our bodies. And I have titled this live, What Shapes Our Idea or Perceptions About Our Bodies. So I am going to put a poll. Okay. Do you feel like, I think this is going to be long. So let me just see what it looks like, because if it's too long, I'm gonna have to change this poll, but let's see. So yes, I have a few notes with me here. Good morning, Ole. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining the live. Okay, the poll looks great. It looks good. Hi, Sino. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. How are you guys doing today on a Wednesday morning? I sometimes forget what day it is. That's why I delay on saying what day it is. But yeah, how are you guys doing on this lovely Wednesday morning? It's a bit hot today, so I'm going to be hydrating a lot more in the live because I have to. But yes, today we are going to be talking about the perceptions we have of our bodies and where it came from, what shaped that idea. And Sino, you spoke about this in one of your podcasts. So I know that you kind of have a background of how you feel about your body. But we are going to do a deeper dive of some of the reasons why we feel the way we feel about our bodies. Yeah, so let's start. Let us start. I'm looking for, okay, there we are. I'm trying to catch up with the blogs, nowhere close. No, Ole, I understand you, because the moment you feel like you have 3 left, 3 others are uploaded. So it's really difficult to catch up. Definitely, I know what you mean. So we have 2 things that usually shape our body image and whether we look at ourselves positively or negatively. Hi, Salaga, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining the live. For everyone that's in the live, I see 11 people. Please double tap your screen to like the live. Thank you so much. You're from, hi, Lokesh. You're from Bengaluru, Karnataka. Wow, that's my first time hearing about that place. Thank you so much for joining the live, and thank you for joining from where you are. Hi, Rebecca. I don't know, because I don't follow United States politics, so I wouldn't even know who to join. I didn't even watch like the debates or the campaigns or anything like that. Bismillah. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining the live. Sino says, good, Ray, just feeling overwhelmed. We'll explain further on my live. Okay, Moshe, we will be on your live. Shiva. Hi, Shiva. I can't read the language you wrote, but I'm guessing you said hi. So thank you so much for joining the live. Hi, Milton. Thank you so much for joining. How are you? Oh, Lokesh, that's in India. I see. Okay, thank you very much for clarifying that. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca, for understanding. Hi, Tyrone. How are you doing? Daniel, what's up, homegirl? I'm from San Jose, California. Thank you for joining from California. Milton is from Puerto Rico. Wow, I have everyone from around the world here. in this discussion. That's great because we are talking about body image and we're talking about how the environment actually influences our body image. So I would love for all of you to contribute if you can and tell me how your body image has been influenced by your environment. I am from Zimbabwe. I am from a country in the southern part of Africa called Zimbabwe. Oh, that's nice, Rebecca. Happy birthday. Who's gonna stop 8? Hi, how are you doing? Okay, I'll take a screenshot and I will follow you after the live. Good morning, Puloko. How are you doing? Daniel, I did answer that. I am from Zimbabwe in Southern Africa. You're from Bethlehem in Pennsylvania. I didn't know there was a Bethlehem in Pennsylvania because we have a Bethlehem in Zimbabwe, we have a Bethlehem in South Africa, but I didn't know there was one in Pennsylvania. Mr. Batman, hi from Alaska. Wow. Thank you so much for joining the live. Hi, Julian. You're welcome, Rebecca. How is Cricket World Cup teen? India won the cup, but Zimbabwe did not qualify. No, we didn't qualify this time, but we do have a very strong cricket team. When I was growing up, we always were in the top 3 at least. But yeah, this year didn't go so well. Satish, I hope I am pronouncing that well. Thank you so much for joining me from India. I liked it for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into the topic. We are talking about what influences the way we view our bodies. And when we look at men and women, there is a difference in how we view our bodies. Men usually assess their bodies on how functional they are. So if they can lift a certain weight, if they can lift their body weight, if they can work in a field, for example, how functional their body is more important to them. And for women, it is the aesthetic. So women are more concerned about how their body looks. And this is also shaped by the environments that we come from. Hi, Princess. Thank you so much for joining the live. Shatish said it is the correct pronunciation. Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that. So, a lot of obesity in California. Yes, I think America and the UK have a huge obesity problem at this particular time. I think maybe from the past 7 to 10 years. But do you think that is influenced by the environment? Do you think it is influenced by the type of food you eat or maybe the lack of movement? What do you think is the highest contributor to the obesity in California, Daniel? Hi, Sia. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Dineo. Thank you for joining, and we are talking about body image and what shapes our perception of body image. Daniel, that is a good point. That is a very good point. Convenience does influence how we do a lot of things. Yesterday in my live, I was talking about waste, and one point that I forgot to put there was convenience. But I did say that when we used to visit my grandmother in the village, we didn't have a lot of convenience in terms of running water. And so we used the water better than when we were in my home in the town. So convenience does contribute to a lot of the ways that we view ourselves, how we take care of our health, and how we take care of our bodies. That is a great point. Environment and the kind of food that is available for us to use and to consume. That's true, Sino. I've always said that the Zimbabwean diet is very healthy because we have carbs, we have vegetables, and we have protein in almost all of our meals. So even if it is breakfast, for example, our eggs are usually omelets that will have a lot of greens and carrots, and we will have that with bread. But when I moved here, there was a different, sorry about that. Okay. There was a different diet altogether. So in Cyprus and in Greece, there is a Mediterranean diet that they normally a Mediterranean diet that they normally have. But as time has gone on, that diet is very expensive. So the fish here is expensive and the vegetables are also expensive. That's why usually I go to the farmer's market because it's cheaper for me to get fresh vegetables there than in the stores. What is cheap here actually and very affordable are sweets, they are they are these croissants, but they are packed croissants, very much processed. The pasta is very cheap, and because of that, most people tend to go to the pasta. Another thing is it is very convenient, like Daniel said, here to order food from anywhere. So whether you want food from a restaurant, you can get it delivered. If you want it from a fast food place, you can get it delivered. And because of that, most people don't or are not conscious of what they're actually eating because you don't know exactly what ingredients are going to be in your food if you're not the one who made the food. So this does contribute a lot to how people look at themselves, how people feel about themselves. But something that is similar between Cyprus and Zimbabwe is the level of activity. A lot of people here walk. They walk to work, they walk from work, they walk to the grocery store, they walk from there, they walk for leisure. And that's exactly what happens in Zimbabwe, except for the leisure part. We walk because maybe we don't want to use our cars, or maybe at that time there is no fuel in the country, or we're just trying to save. So we walk a lot. Daniel said, I like your accent a lot. Thank you very much, Daniel. Yes, Dre, I used to share accommodation with a Shona lady, and her meals were really a full balanced diet. Yes, we always have balance in our meals. That's one thing I'm really proud of from our Zimbabwean diet. Fast food is way cheaper than organic food, that's for sure. Yes, Daniel. And I've always wanted to have a bigger discussion about this because where I come from, the organic food, well, we don't even call it organic because we don't have any other option. All our food is basically organic and it is so affordable. In fact, a lot of people have small gardens in their homes. So if it's carrots, sweet potatoes, vegetables, onions, tomatoes, strawberries, you will get them from your own backyard. That's why probably our healthy food or organic food is quite cheap, and you'll have banana trees, apple trees, peaches, so it's easy for us to get this type of stuff in Zimbabwe. But here it's so expensive. So even if you choose to eat healthy, if your pocket doesn't allow it, because you have other bills other than what you eat, right? If your pocket doesn't allow it, you're going to be more inclined to eat the things that are not healthy for you. Convenience when it comes to some food will be the death of us, really. Honestly, Dineo, because we don't know what is in our food. That's why I like cooking most of the time. I do go out to eat, I do order in, but most of the time I cook because that's just how I was trained. That is the environment I grew up in. We cooked almost every day, and if we're going out, maybe it's Sunday after church for brunch, or on someone's birthday, on someone's graduation, it was something very occasional for us to go out. So I have continued with that in my adulthood. Yep, healthy food is way too expensive, but unhealthy food is so affordable. Really, really, really affordable. And in Zimbabwe, I'm happy that it is not the same. Maybe because we still have a large community that lives in the villages, and the villages are still villages. So people still have their own cattle, they have their own farms where they grow their own maize for pap and sadza, for example. And because of that, it is easier for us to have a healthy stash of food, have organic food, as it were. So, yes, let me move on to the next point. Okay, so what influences our body image? We have two things. We have the social aspect and we have the cultural aspect. And together we can call it social cultural. Hi, Moose Dog. Thank you so much for joining the live. How are you doing? Today we are talking about body image and what influences our body image. And we were speaking about how the environment can influence our body image. And right now we are talking about the social cultural aspect. So in my culture, we have an acceptance of all body types. And that's because I grew up in an environment where we have the slim people, we have the short people, we have the tall people, and we have the chubby people. And we do, like in Southern Africa, there is a certain body shape that women have and a certain body shape that men have. And then as you move up, in some areas you'll find that they have taller men with darker skin or taller women, slimmer women. And then as you move way up in Africa, you'll find that they have a lot of Western features. So because of the environment that I grew up in, I never thought that my body was out of the ordinary until I got introduced to magazines. And in magazines back then, the ideal image of a woman was slim, with long flowing hair, probably blonde hair, and blue eyes. So that became the standard image of what women should look like, or what the ideal woman should look like. And for about 6 to 8 months in Zimbabwe, whilst I was growing up, we had an issue of skin bleaching. And if you're not accustomed to this this word, skin bleaching, it means that people use some chemicals on their bodies to make their skin lighter. And that was because of this colorism. And a lot of people also stopped eating. If you know Zimbabweans, we love to have a barbecue. We call it a braai. And a lot of people stopped consuming the food that they loved. And like Dineo said, our food is balanced and our body type is supposed to be full. Like we do have people who are slim and they are healthy in how slim they are, just like the people who are full are healthy in who they are. So I believe that as long as your body doesn't have any complications, that is health complications. If you don't have diabetes, for example, there is no reason why you should care about how big you are as long as you're healthy. If you don't have high blood pressure, if you don't have hypertension, for example, because we are completely different. If you go to the Nordic countries, their men are extremely big and extremely tall. But now you will find that there are some surgeries where men are made taller. There are some surgeries where or drugs, steroids that men take to look bigger. That is not your natural genetic form. And if all the people around you look a certain way and you look like that, why would you want to now change to look like people who don't come from where you come from, who don't eat the food that you eat, and who don't maybe move the way you move and in their daily lives? Okay, I will continue. Morning there, Moose Dog from Dineo. I'm good, thanks. I see you looking fabulous as ever. Thank you, Moose Dog. I used to buy my vegetables in the market where it's affordable, but it's not realistic for me to drive to Pretoria every now and then to buy food. And the market sells in bulk. Oh, I see, Ole. That is, yeah, that's a huge inconvenience. A huge inconvenience. But yeah, my market is very close to me. It's like maybe 11-minute drive. That's why it's easy for me to go every Wednesday. But yes, the markets are usually much cheaper. In Zimbabwe as well, we have a market, a farmer's market, but it's like an everyday market. And if you go, we usually go there at 6 a.m. and you can buy a lot of things in bulk. So if you have a family function, for example, we buy a lot of things in bulk and they are very affordable. I was going to say sometimes it's in your genes. Yes, you know, it is. Most of these things depend on where you come from. So whoever you see around you is a mirror of how you're supposed to look like. But when you start comparing yourself to people who come from a different place, it's going to be very hard for you. Hi, Precious. Great morning. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining the live. Morning, everyone. Already gave the thumbs up. So hectic today. Have a great day, my beautiful sisters. Thank you, Jojo. Wishing you a great day as well. Good morning, Alice. Thank you so much for joining the live. Dre, did you go to the market today? Not yet. I will be going around 1 or 1:30 today. I'll go after Mufle's live. I grew up very skinny and I was teased a lot. Had to take supplements to help with appetite. As I grew older, my body developed. Genetics play a huge role and blood type. Yes, Ole, definitely. So, one thing I also heard, especially with us Southern African women, or maybe just African women in general, is that you shouldn't try and change your body before you give birth, because usually your body comes after you have given birth. Like your true body comes after you've given birth. So if you are being teased for being skinny, for example, once you give birth, you develop into who or what you're supposed to look like. For example, with my mom grew up very skinny, and it wasn't until she got me that her body developed to what she is now. So if you compare what she looked like as a teen and what she looks like now, two completely different body types. But with me, I think I have an influence from both my mom and my dad. So I am bigger boned than what my mom was like and how my mom's side of the family is like. So I'm bigger boned, and you can tell from my dad's sisters. I look a lot more like my dad's sisters. So it is definitely genetic. Definitely. Alice said in my room network is not that great. Okay, Alice, no problem. I understand you completely. Thank you so much for being here though. Okay. So, like I said, depending on our environment and our culture, for me, I think one thing that I struggled with when I was younger, and I've said this before, is my complexion. I struggled with it so much when I was younger because in my country we call it yellow bone. So the desirable women at that particular point were the yellow bones. And I said it is because mostly the yellow bones were associated with white people. So at the deepest, most center part of it was colorism. And my mom is extremely light because her dad was really, really light. Like they looked colored almost, but they're not. So especially her dad was really light. So my mom is really light. And when I think out of all her children, yeah, almost all of her children have my skin tone. Yeah, all of my sisters have my skin tone, except for the firstborn, who is a little bit lighter. So when we were growing up, even my aunts, who were not light skinned, would make fun of our skin, but in it was like in a loving manner. They would say it in a loving manner. Oh, look at you, you look like this, but your mom looks like this. And they didn't understand that as a child, it sinks into your mind so deeply that, number one, your mom looks desirable, but you don't look desirable. So as I was growing up, I always had that at the back of my mind that, oh, when you're lighter, you're more beautiful. Until maybe I'm trying to figure out when it changed. I'm really trying to figure out where it changed, because it changed way later on in life. And unfortunately, even with the people that I surrounded myself with, they also felt like being light skinned was the most desirable at that point. So that's why I'm saying your environment shapes how you think about yourself and your body image. And maybe I was 24 or 25 when that changed, probably. And I understood that my skin color is perfect for me. If I was two shades or one shade lighter, I wouldn't have the features that I have wouldn't look as good as they do on me. And if I was darker, I wouldn't look as good as I look now. And I gave a story, I think, on one of my lives, that I had a cousin who was darker than me, and everyone would call her Black Beauty. And I would be jealous because I was like, okay, maybe if I'm darker, I'm going to be more beautiful. Or maybe if I'm lighter, like my mom, I'm going to be more beautiful. So, yeah, they don't understand that their jokes actually cut deep. But yeah, and that's something that I also want to talk about in a few minutes, how we are the environment for other people. Hello, we call them yellow bones too. Yeah, Daniel. We are beautiful just the way we are. We sure are. It sinks in, Dre. Even now, I sometimes say people are prettier simply because they are lighter. Do you know that another thing that affected me was I had a lot of acne, like adolescent acne. Now I have adult acne, but it's not as bad as it was when I was growing up. And do you know that people used to be so cruel, and they would say that it's because I don't bath enough. And I would aggravate my acne more because I would use a lot of chemicals on my skin, and then I would react to the chemicals. Then I would use some more chemicals to try and get rid of that. And for example, there was, I think it was called Clean and Clear. So now I know that my skin is sensitive. So there are certain products that I would never use, like Clean and Clear, because it has a lot of alcohol in it. But for someone who doesn't have sensitive skin, that's perfect, especially if you're oily. It's gonna help with your sebum and everything. But I was using that because people were telling me that I don't bath enough. That's why my skin looks the way it looks. So I would use the harshest chemicals on my skin, and I was just making it worse. Now that I'm older, I understand who I am. I understand what I'm supposed to look like, and the perception is different. But as I was growing up, it was something else. So we have 17 people in the building. Please like the live as you come in. Just double tap on your screen to see a surprise. Thank you so much for joining. Dre, they used to say nasty things to me regarding my teeth, but some reason I had so much confidence in the midst of it all. Was it because Dineo at home You had people that would boost your confidence, or people that would always speak positivity in you. Because for me, like I said, the people who made fun of me were people that I knew from home, like my aunts and my cousins. So from home, I would get those kind of comments. And my immediate family, my parents only learned now as they were older to compliment their children. Oh, you look nice. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you look so pretty. Oh, your makeup looks good. Oh, your hair looks good. That's something that only started now as we were older. Before, all they concentrated on was your grades. How are you doing in school? If you play sports, maybe they would ask you about sports. But other than that, this whole thing of how you look and how you feel, it wasn't a number one priority for them. So the influence that I was getting was always negative influence, both from home and from school. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe you had positive reinforcement at the household, and I am so happy for you for that, because we need confidence when we are younger. We really need that. Okay, moving along. Okay. I think it's because the teeth thing, most of my family members has the same teeth problem. So my teeth were normal to me because that's what I was exposed to at home. I see. So your environment did play a role in your perception of your body image, because everyone looked like you. That's it. If in your genes you're supposed to have teeth like the way you do, then it is normal. If in my genes we are supposed to be flat footed, I'm flat footed. So there are some shoes that I can't wear, or I can wear them, but I don't like the way my feet look in them. Some heels, some shapes of heels, because my foot is flat. And everyone in my family has a flat foot, or except for my mom. This comes from my dad's side of the family. So all my sisters have a flat foot. My aunts have flat feet. So it's something that I've learned to embrace over time. And I just dress according to my flat foot. So yes, it's usually people with lack of confidence who tend to be the nasty. Yes, Ole, there is a lot of projection, especially with children when they are younger. Children can be so cruel. They can be so nasty. But when you get to the root of the problem, you will see that they probably have these insecurities from their own households as well, or from what they see on TV. And I loved how we were on Mohadi's live and we were talking about Barbies, and she said that there were black Barbies. I didn't even know there are black Barbies now, because I haven't gone into a toy store for the longest time. But the fact that there's now representation of beauty with our skin color, with our hair texture, that is a step in the right direction, because you need to see representation to know that how you look like is normal. Hi, Aditi. We are talking about body image and what influences our body image, how you look. Do you feel comfortable with how you look? And if you do, is it because of the people around you? Do they look the same as you? And also, if you feel uncomfortable, what are the things that influence that? So, one of the main things, guys, and this is so important, one of the main things that will influence how you judge yourself and your body image is social media. We love social media because it has given us access to people that we wouldn't have normally had access to. But we also need to remind ourselves that if we spend more than an hour on our phones, on social media, we have to follow the people that not necessarily look like us, but feed into positivity in us. because, and this is a topic that I've been trying to research, it's very hard for me, but because what sells the most on social media is negativity. So you have to be intentional about funneling and filtering what you see on social media to be positive for you. So, for example, in here in Cyprus, it's very hard for me to get clothes, like especially jeans or bottoms or shorts, because the body shape of the people here is completely different from me. And even sizes, because they are a lot smaller than me here. And if I then follow people who don't look like me here in Cyprus, and I like their fashion sense, but I can't get the clothes that they can get here, that is just going to feed in, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, into the fact that I'm bigger than them. And I might start judging myself by the fact that I am bigger than them and feel like I'm not beautiful because I can't fit into those particular clothes. But it's just because of my genes and how they're different from theirs. Aditi says, yes, people are very negative. That's why I deactivated my Instagram. That's good, Aditi. It's good for you to be intentional about what you consume, because what comes into your body also comes out of your body through how you speak to yourself. It's important that you speak positively about yourself and through how you go about life. So that's a great move. I'm happy to hear that. So true. I honestly filter what I watch and put away my phone because I know when it's time to take a social media break. Yes, Ole. Yes, most people I follow have to align with me, or I have to relate to them somehow. It boosts me mentally. Exactly, Alice. Exactly. So it's important that in entertainment and in learning and in just passing time, we make sure that what we are feeding our brain is positive and is aligned with us. So, for example, with me, I am going to follow people who maybe have my body type and shop and at stores where they can find my sizes. So I feel good about myself. Otherwise, if I do the opposite, I might start feeling bad about how I look and how I feel about myself. Same thing with financial brackets, guys. I do follow some people who are in a higher financial bracket than me for inspiration's sake. And most of the people that I follow that are there, I have seen gee, but busy with something. Okay, thank you, Lungi. Good morning. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining. So, the people that I follow that are at a higher financial bracket than I am, I have seen their journey, and I see that, look, they started from somewhere and then they are at this level now. But if I follow someone who just grew up in money and all they do is fly private and all they do is shop in luxury shops, yes, that may be inspirational for me because maybe I like a luxury bag or I like luxury perfumes or something like that. But if I am constantly watching people who have that kind of a luxury life and I can't afford that, how do you think that is going to affect me down the line? I'm always going to feel like maybe I'm inadequate. So with me, I make sure that whoever I'm following who has my ideal financial bracket, I can see how they got there. And that now stands as is inspiration to me. Not saying that people who grew up with a silver spoon, there's anything wrong with them and people shouldn't follow them. But for me and for my mental health, I make sure that I can relate to the people that I follow. all you need. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. Greetings there, Lungi, from Alice and Dineo. Aditi said I subscribed. Okay, thank you so much. So that is it about social media, guys. It's very important for us to. Sorry, I'm trying to charge my other phone because all my notes are in my other phone and it just switched off. Interesting. What an interesting life. But the next point that I was going to go to is the fact that we are also someone else's environment. We are also someone else's social cultural aspect. And so we need to learn to be more positive when we speak to other people. And being positive doesn't necessarily mean that we are always saying that, oh, wow, you look good, because that may also have a reverse meaning to it, or it has a reverse effect to it. For example, if one of my friends has lost maybe 10 kgs and they worked really hard to get there, it is very good for me to say, wow, you really worked hard and you look so good. But I shouldn't always comment on how they look, because I am going to attach their value or their work or their worth to their looks. And what happens if maybe they have an injury and they can't work out for the next 6 months or 8 months and they gain weight? Am I going to stop saying they look good? Or when I say they look good, is it going to be something that seems unreal to them? Or it seems like I'm just trying to be nice to them? So yes, it's good to compliment people when they have made certain types of achievements, aesthetically or functionally. But we should also compliment the journey that they took to get there. Hi, animals. Good morning, Xander. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining the live. Hi, Sanali. Thank you so much for joining. I'll let it run, no volume. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, all you need. Hi, Aisha. Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? Dineo, are you saying wow to what I just said? Okay, I think you want to write something. Okay, I will wait for your response. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a beautiful midweek day. It's a little bit sunny, but grateful, grateful, very much grateful. Okay, so my phone is back on. I'm just going back to my notes. Okay, great. Okay, animals, here we go. I tried to warn my son about playing Russian roulette. It went in one ear and out the other. That is a good one. That is a good one. Okay, so, right. So let us compliment the achievement in terms of the process. Wow, you really worked hard to get to where you are. I really saw the determination that you had in what you were doing. I like the way you work out first thing in the morning outside. I like the way that you work out after work. That must be something very taxing. So don't attach someone's worth to how they look aesthetically, but attach it to the amount of determination or work that they're putting in that is yielding results. Danelle said, it's really a thin, like, hey, we should compliment on the efforts they put in their journey, not just the image. Exactly, Danelle, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. You just summarized it very well. Xander said, I started crying when my dad was cutting onions. Xander, no, please. We're talking about positivity. That was dark. Aditi. So, I am from Zimbabwe. Most of the ladies here are from South Africa. And Moose Dog lives in the UK. I'm not sure where Xander comes from. He hasn't told us yet, I think. But yes. And also, even if someone doesn't achieve their goal, for example, there are a lot of challenges going around within our community now. The 75-day challenge, the 30-day challenge, the posting every day challenge. Those are a lot of efforts that people are putting in, right? So let's not focus on whether or not they even finish their goal. Let's focus on the effort that they are putting into it, because it's a huge thing, guys, to work out every day, to eat healthy every day, to commit to reading 10 pages of a book every day, to posting every day, going live every day. That is a lot of work. So let us try and encourage each other, not only for the results, but for the process. Xander said, fine, I'll be more lighthearted. How's it going with your calisthenics? Not, it's a journey. We're still trying to get there. We're still trying to get there. But for example, pull-ups is my first goal for calisthenics. And once I can do pull-ups, I'm gonna go down to the harder things. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Encourage them instead and acknowledge their efforts. Exactly, Dino. That's what we need to do. That's what the social cultural perspective is, encouraging each other and acknowledging the efforts, because it's a lot of work. It's not easy, guys. Be aware that not everyone, including yourself, is always in great shape. Be more forgiving with yourself and with others. This is very important, guys. So, we have, like I said, different body types, different body shapes. We are healthy at different weights. So please don't ever compare yourself to someone else. As long as you feel healthy, be more forgiving of yourself. Be also more forgiving, for example, with 75 hard. There is going to come a day where you're going to want to eat that burger, you want to have that McFlurry, you want to have that chicken wrap. You're a human being. It's something that all right, Sino, all right. It's something that can happen because you're a human being and you have cravings. So don't beat yourself up too much when you don't achieve your goals. That's a really good goal. Did you start with negatives? I did. I also started with, what is it called? It is a pull-up, but it's on a lower bar and your feet are on the ground. I don't know how to explain it, and I forgot the name of it, but your feet are on the ground and you're on a lower bar and you're pulling yourself up. So that is the first one that I started with, and now I'm doing negatives. Aditi, are you a content creator? Good question, Aisha. I'm about to connect with everyone here. Let me give you a jacket to make it much easier. No, but I would love your content. Oh, that's great, Aditi. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Sino. Extend grace to others and give yourself grace too. Yes, we do need that. I do cardio and plank workout every day. That's nice, Aditi. Planks for me used to be very hard. And if you want to know how long a minute is, try and do a plank. Try and do a plank. Then you will know that a minute is long. So yeah, I do I do mixed things. I can do a hit workout, I can do a weight training, I can do body weight training. So I do a mixture of things. OG Aditi, bye. Okay, I know them. They're called pseudo pull-ups. Oh yes, animals. Those are the ones that I started with, pseudo pull-ups. That's my idea for the live TY. Yes, it was. Thank you, TM, for the idea. And I told you that I was going to definitely take you up on your idea. So thank you very much. I know planks, sheesh. My newest record is 20 kg weighted 2-minute plank. Wow, 20 kg. I think the highest weight I've put is maybe 10. No, I've done 10, but it's never gone up to 2 minutes. So well done, Xander. I have a problem with what I eat. I have eating problems. Okay, can you please elaborate on that? What problems do you have with eating? Do you eat a lot? Do you binge? Or do you eat less? Tell me, please. Yes, Dre, planks are great indicators. Yes, they are. If you ever need to know what time is, then do a plank. Okay. Oh, yeah. This one. This one is something that I get a lot because I like to work out. And a lot of people, when I'm working out, especially when I'm doing weighted workouts, a lot of people always say you should stop working out because it's gonna make you look like a man. Stop working out because it's gonna make you look more bulky. First of all, it's very difficult to get to that point. You need to put a lot of work into doing that simply because men and women have different hormones. So, for you to get that bulky, maybe you need to add a lot of testosterone to what you're eating. But even if I did look more like a man, that's being judgmental on people's looks, right? And there are women that train to look like that because maybe they're going to bodybuilding competitions. There's someone from my gym, a friend of mine from my gym. She likes to look like that because it shows more of her muscles. And although that's not how I want to look, I would never judge her for how she wants to look. Okay, so I can't eat because everyone called me once fat. TM. This is the discussion that we were having earlier, that your environment does play a huge role on how you look at yourself. I've never seen you in person, but whether you are a bit weightier, whether if you are chubbier, that is probably from your genes. So please don't starve yourself simply because someone else has told you what you should look like with your body. Remember, that is your body. And unless you feel unhealthy with your weight, then your weight is how you're supposed to look like. If you don't mind my asking, what do the other people in your family look like? Do they have similar body types, similar body shapes to you? If so, please let me know. Janelle is laughing. You guys put weights on planks. Yes, of course, Once you have mastered the plank without the weight, what else are you going to do? You're going to go longer and you're going to put weights. See, no, I don't. Not yet, Believe me, you're gonna want to do it. So, Aditi and Animals are just subscribed to your channels. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. Although I don't post anything. Yeah, we know Animals. We're still waiting for the content. It's okay. Me too. I don't post anything. By the way, Aisha, Indian home. Nahi means South Africa, Seho. Okay. What language is that, Aisha? My former colleague does those bodybuilding competitions. And so, is she a woman? if so, she would have a whole different body composition from someone who's just training to get slimmer or bigger or something like that, right? She would have a whole different body composition. So it's important for us to not be judgmental. TM said I'm thin. Okay, so you have just showed me that the people who told you that you were fat were just trying to be mean to you. And please don't take it to heart. And please, please, please enjoy your food. If you like eating, eat what you like. You're quite young and your metabolism is still working so well. So enjoy the food before you get to 30 and you need to work harder to maintain the body that you love. Enjoy your food, please. Aditi, okay. All you need said yes. My dad had a surgery for being thin. He can't drink soda or a lot of sugar. So was he thin and he had a surgery to get bigger, or was he bigger and he had a surgery to get thin? I am not sure what you're saying, TM. Okay, cool, Dre. I'll be putting weight soon. Yes, you will love it. It's Hindi. I see. Okay. I didn't know you spoke Hindi. I was on Zaina's live and you were talking about Bangla. So you are multilingual. I love that. I love that because I want to learn more languages. That is one of the things I want to do and pursue. So yes, all you need said, I want help. What do you need help with? Please let us know. I've trained my border collie to sit on my back when I do planks. A perfect 20 kg weight. That is the cutest thing. That is the cutest thing. If you posted content, that would be the best content ever. That is so cute. He was bigger and got thin. Oh, I see. Okay. So, yeah. One thing about sodas, though, um, and that's because of how I grew up as well. We drank sodas as a treat and we didn't drink them every day. And because of that, I never got to get used to having them on a daily basis. Same thing with juice. We had the diluted juice, but we didn't have the 100% fruit juice. So I never got accustomed to drinking that until I moved here. So yeah, although he can't drink those things, I think it's a good thing. And maybe you should also train yourself not to drink them too frequently because they have a lot of chemicals, they have a lot of sugar, and it's not really good for you. But you can have it like maybe once a week or twice a week, but please don't have it on a daily basis. I know Hindi, Urdu, and Bangla. Wow, that's amazing, Aisha. I ate whatever I wanted for 2 months and never cared what people thought about me. Now I'm losing weight and I have no guilt. I'm done with people judging me, so I don't care anymore. I love that for you. I love that for you. Everyone has to be comfortable in their own skin. Whatever other people say about you, as long as you are comfortable, you're fine. I love that for you. I have another idea for live skin color. Oh, we also spoke about that, TM. We spoke about that a little bit earlier because we were talking about colorism, and we mentioned that in most places, the lighter the skin you have, the more you are desirable, especially when it comes to women, because I have spoken to people from all parts of Africa. I've spoken to people from Asia, and they also say this, they have this same problem. In America, you can tell from the music that is there. So I've spoken to people from Asia and in America as well. You can tell from their music that The lighter the skin, the more desirable people are. So we did speak about it, TM, but we need to understand that in life we are created differently. That's why we all have a unique fingerprint. That's why we all have unique talents. And if you try to be like someone else, you're depriving the world of who you are and what you can bring to the world. So everyone, every single person is beautiful in who they are, how they speak, what they look like, what their body shape is, what their height is. So please also take that to heart. Anytime anyone tells you that you're fat, or they don't like your skin color, or they don't like how you talk, that's who you are. And you are uniquely and beautifully yourself. Xander said, I never really wanted to post anything. YouTube is also my only social account. Doubt I'll ever post. Oh, okay. I see. That's good. You need a place where you have peace, right? So if you come here and you support us, which you always do, we really appreciate that. That's me. I don't care what people will say. That's good, Aisha. That is what you have to have as an attitude in this world. Because whether you do good or you do bad, whether you think you look good or you think you look bad, people are always going to have something negative to say. So as long as you are healthy, as long as you are comfortable in your own skin, and as long as you are happy, then do you. Another idea, when we were kids. What about when we were kids, TM? What about when we were kids? Please complete that, and I will put it in my notes. Yep, in India, aunties judge a lot. So now I'm like, judge me more, and I'll be laughing. That's it. It's not only in India, in Africa as well, the aunties, especially if you haven't seen them for a very long time, the first thing they will comment on is your weight. So if you have lost weight, they'll be like, are you not eating? And if you've gained weight, they'll be like, you've been eating too much. So yeah, the auntie's judgment is universal. Yeah. I've heard a good quote. Honesty without kindness is cruel. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. Honesty with kindness is integrity. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because you should always be truthful in what you say, but you should be kind in your truth because it's not what you say, but how you say it that determines how a person receives it. So yes, that is very powerful. Not every truth is meant to be said if you're not going to say it well. Thank you, animals. Thank you, Xander. That is a beautiful quote, and I'm going to post that on my status today. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll even put that as a topic, how people speak to each other. I am going to put that as a topic for tomorrow. Thank you, Xander. I am definitely going to put that. Happy, healthy, and peaceful. Yes, Janelle, that's all we're trying to be. Another idea, pets. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've had quite some pets in my lifetime. So thank you. I will definitely consider that. Yes, Trey. Yes. The auntie's judgment, universal. Definitely universal. Okay. So let's do a summary of body image and body positivity. These are some of the things that you can consider in order for you to take away your focus on what you look like or what other people look like. All the time, Alice, I am so blessed. Every day someone will say something and then I'm like, okay, that's the topic for tomorrow. Yes, thank you, Alice. So we can focus on what are your strengths? What are your personality traits? What other skills do you have? What have you contributed to your own success? How have your strengths helped you in the past to support others? How have others profited from your strength? How would your best friends describe you? So, in most of these questions, we are taking away the focus on our body image and the judgment that we get because of our body image. But we are focusing on the things that actually bring value, which are your strengths, how you contributed to your success, how your strengths have affected other people positively. That is very important. Here, someone asked me if I was changing myself and I turned myself into an Indian. I just laughed at them. I saw your short. I saw one of your shorts, Aisha, and you were saying that once people see you wearing a hijab, they start judging you, and you listed a lot of things. It's quite interesting why people find it. For example, if I am scrolling through the internet, OIF, OIF, that is a great question. And I will do a full live on that, but I'm going to answer you in 2 minutes, just in 2 minutes. Just please wait a little bit. So, yeah, a lot of people, we bring ourselves to the internet, but many people feel like they're entitled to say something just because we have brought ourselves to the internet. But as for me personally, if I see something that I don't agree with, I understand that people have different perspectives and they have different backgrounds. So why should my opinion be put on someone else? Like I said, if someone looks good in something and they have a different body shape and body size than me, am I going to now go to them and say that those clothes only look good because of how you look? How is that going to help me, and how is that going to help the next person? If it's something that you don't agree with, just move on. It's not your life. It's not going to affect what you're going to do with your life. In Zimbabwe, we say atidye sadza kumba kwenyu, which means I don't eat pap at your house. And pap in Zimbabwe, sadza, is our staple food. So this is something that we eat 4 to 5 times a week in our houses. So we say we don't eat pap at your house. So whatever you're saying to me, as long as it's not going to contribute to what I eat in my house, it's not my business. Deal with it by yourself. I spend too much money for makeup and skincare because of my face. TM, we need to work on you being confident in your own skin. Makeup is great. I love makeup and I love skincare as well. But I don't do it because of how I feel about my face. I do it just because I want to take care of myself. So it starts from there. You have to be accepting of who you are and how you feel. And that's the only way you can be confident with or without makeup. So please, TM, please, you are so beautiful. I've never seen you, but you are so beautiful. You're so kind-hearted and you're very wise. So please take that into consideration. Wow, Xander coming in with such a good quote. Yes, that will be my topic for tomorrow's, So, attachment disorders. We have two attachment disorders, right? So, we have anxious attachment, whereby you always feel like someone is about to leave you. And then we have the other attachment where I'm forgetting the name exactly, but where people are too attached. So they want to be around you all the time. Now, both of these are anxious avoidant. Yes, exactly. Anxious and avoidant. So when you have an anxious attachment disorder, you always feel like people are about to leave you. And that's because, and it usually stems from a trauma that you experienced when you were younger. Maybe there was a friend of yours who left, a parent who left. It may even come from death. So you always feel like you have to keep the people that you have because you've lost so much. And how you deal with that is learning to be okay by yourself. And a lot of people would say solo dates, spending time by yourself, spending time outside of relationships, because most people who have this anxious attachment style move from one relationship to another. And then we have the avoidant attachment style, where, and this is usually people who were left to themselves when they were children. So maybe both parents were working, and they would say, oh, go and play with your toys or go and watch TV. They didn't get as much attention from their parents when they were younger, and so they are avoidant in their relationships. So they don't see the importance of spending too much time with their partners. This is also very detrimental to a relationship, because you have to have quality time within a relationship. And how to mend that is to just be intentional about spending time with your partner. But I will do a full live on this. Thank you very much for the idea, but I hope this short answer has helped a little bit. Aisha, what's your YouTube channel name? It's Vlogs with Aisha. That is it. Is Mutle going to go live? Yes, she said she is going at 11:20 because she was working out in the morning. Well, yeah. So yeah, I'll be getting off in about 5 minutes, or once I catch up with the comments. OIF production, you're right about accepting yourself. Yes, you have to, because this is your skin, guys. This is your body. So whether you like it or not. And one thing people don't understand is, if you don't deal with your inner self and you don't deal with why you don't like how you look, there's no amount of weight that you're going to lose that's going to make you feel like you are in the right body. There's no amount of surgery that you're going to do that's going to make you feel like you're in the right body, because you're not fighting against what you look like physically, but you're fighting against what you feel about yourself. So that's where it starts. And in any journey that you do, make sure that you love yourself first before trying to change yourself. Be kind to the body that you have. It's the only one you have. I used to think that it was fear of what people are going to say, but rather it's lack of self-esteem. Yes, exactly. You summarized that very well. I don't drink nothing except for water. Well done, TM. Well done. We love water over here. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna have to go. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you so much, Sanda. Thank you. I will be leaving here soon as well. Okay, I'm almost caught up with the comments, so I will be leaving just now. Letting you be okay by yourself. Yes, Dineo, we have to, because we are beautifully made, fearfully and wonderfully made. So we have to be happy with just being alone. Like we said, resting, that means switching off from everything. And it also means switching off from your family. Even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just be by yourself and enjoy your own company. Zaina today was talking about talking to yourself. And she said she has whole conversations and she'll be laughing. And it happens to me too. I'm always talking to myself around the house, and I'm okay with my own company. So yes, that is where it starts. I'm watching without a sound. Okay, Aisha, I will be getting out of here just now. We need a topic on this, Dre. I got you, Danilo. Probably the day after tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, so probably on Friday, I will do the attachment style. And tomorrow I will do speaking to other people. I subscribe to you, Aisha. Thank you, Aditi. Bye, Xander. I'm going to miss you. Oh, got to go. Going to miss you. I'll miss you too, TM. But thank you so much for the topic ideas. It's an inside job. It sure is, Janelle. Bye, Sino. What time next time? So right now it is 12:15 in my city. So just turn that back to an hour, 15 minutes. That's when I usually do my live. So whatever time it is, in your country, just turn it back an hour 15 from now. That's the time I usually go live. You need to really love yourself and accept as who you are, because you take yourself everywhere. Yes. Imagine going everywhere with someone you don't like. Precious. That is a good question. How would you do it? How would you do it? On that note, goodbye, people. I have already put on the end. So, giving ourselves a minute to send in our goodbyes so we can go to Sino's house. Yeah, it's powerful what she said. Imagine going everywhere with someone you don't like. That's powerful. All right, guys, send in your goodbyes and we can go to Sino's house. Guys, if you don't want to say goodbye, I will leave you people here. I'm joking. Goodbye, Sino. Goodbye, Alice. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Goodbye, Aisha. Hi, Belor, and goodbye. Thank you so much for joining the live. Bye, Dineo. Bye, Precious. Thank you so much, guys. See you at Sino's house. But that twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Bye below. Bye, everyone. Goodbye, goodbye. Sorry, Precious. You will have a jacket tomorrow, I promise. Okay, let me just give you now before I forget. Guys, let's go. Let's go to let's go